Greetings, dear viewers. Today, I have something truly exciting for you. When was the last time you had an unforgettable pizza? The kind that's just perfect in every way? Well, get ready because I'm about to show you how to elevate your pizza game with a special ingredient I've created. And that's not all. We're making the biggest pizza you've ever seen. Cooked underground. Sounds wild, right? Stick around and watch this unique process unfold. I'm going to use this chicken for our pizza, but first I'm planning to transform it into that special ingredient I was talking about. And guess what it is? Well, I'm making homemade sausages to throw in some extra flavor bombs for our pizza. First, we need to strip the meat from the bones, keeping it all clean and smooth. And the bones? Those go to you, my little buddy. This guy always scores his share whenever I'm cooking. It's kind of funny how he comes running right away whenever I'm in the kitchen. Alright, let's chop these chicken fillets into small chunks before tossing them into the meat mincer to get that smooth, creamy texture. Now this step is crucial because I want my sausages to be nothing short of perfection. I'm adding some ice cubes to the minced chicken fillet because the cold is gonna help to keep it juicy. Let's season it up. I've got garlic powder, paprika, red pepper, cumin, and of course the classics, black pepper and salt. I'm also going to grind some nutmeg because it perfectly kicks up the savory qualities of any meat with its sweet, nutty vibe and a hint of spice. Let's drizzle in some vegetable oil to keep things moist and help the spices blend better. Okay, now let's mix it all together. I'll toss in some starch too, which helps bind the mixture and makes the sausages a bit more durable when we boil them. Now, with this step done, let's take a moment to appreciate our surroundings. If you stay silent, you can hear nature's own voice. The soft rustle of every leaf and the distant call of an owl, low and haunting. It's here, in this stillness, that I've learned how to ground myself and reconnect. We've knocked out the first steps, and now it's time for the fun part, where the real magic happens. Like I said earlier, we're cooking this underground. So I've got to dig a round hole that'll be our cooking spot. This way of cooking not only gives the food a killer flavor, but also traps the heat like a pro, making everything tender and smoky. Oh, and by the way, did you know we have an Instagram page too? Yep, we do. So follow us right now so you don't forget. You know what they say, if you can do anything in 2 minutes, just do it so you don't forget. As I continue mincing the meat, I use my hand grinder, which allows me to dive right into the mixture and make it even smoother. I've turned this plastic bag into a piping bag. So let's squeeze the meat into this piping bag and pipe it out to form our sausages. So here's how I'm rolling. I'll squeeze some minced meat onto this cling film and roll it up until it's wrapped nice and tight, forming that sausage shape. The key is to make sure the sausages are rolled tightly. Super important so they don't fall apart later. While I'm working, the little ones are out there having a blast. I can see it all from my kitchen. Every time I cook, I keep an eye on them. It's kind of entertaining in its own way, and makes the cooking process faster. Now that we've got our sausages rolled up, let's seal them in a vacuum bag. I'm using a vacuum sealer, a handy machine that sucks all the air out of the bag, keeping everything fresh. It also helps the sausages hold their shape by pressing the meat together tightly, making sure they stay nice and firm for cooking. Alright, now that we've finished prepping and rolling our sausages, it's time to move on to the exciting part, cooking them. We're going to get these sausages into the heat and let all those flavors come together. I can't wait to see how they turn out. Let's get started. Let's place the sausages into the boiling water to help maintain the temperature. I'll cover the pot with a wooden bowl, allowing the heat to circulate and cook them thoroughly. Look at this little guy following me everywhere. It's like he knows something exciting is about to happen, and I can't wait to join in. Now, I need to place these red bricks around the round hole I've dug. These bricks will help keep the heat underneath the pizza and spread it evenly across the surface. Okay, we finally prepared the cooking place for our pizza. Meanwhile, let's see if the sausages are ready. They don't need much time as they will be additionally cooked on the pizza. Alright, the sausages are ready, and it's time to carefully take them out of the hot water. Next, we'll drop them into cold water to help get them out of their packaging. The cold water cools them down, making it easy for them to slip right off without any fuss. It's a handy trick I picked up to keep things mess-free. Just wait until you see how effortlessly they come out. Okay, the sausages are cooled down. I think we can get them out. Check out these beauties. They've held their shape and the smell is amazing. I can really pick up the nutmeg. That's a good sign. Okay, buddy, you're first up to taste these sausages. I can't wait to see your reaction. I've a feeling you're going to love these as much as I do. The way they look right now, I can tell you, they're going to add a fantastic punch to the pizza. You can already imagine that savory flavor bursting in your mouth. Now, let's whip up tomato sauce for our pizza. What's a pizza without tomato sauce? Well, I've gathered some fresh tomatoes and peppers from my yard. I guess I'll need a few more. So it's a good thing I can just step right into my yard and grab some. I love the convenience of having a garden. It's like having a little grocery store right outside my door. Plus, picking them fresh makes cooking feel even more special. I can't help myself but to taste this tomato. Before starting the actual work, let's wash them thoroughly. First, before I grind everything into a smooth texture, I'll slice the vegetables into smaller pieces. This makes it easier to grind them down, helping to achieve that smooth texture for the tomato sauce. I'm adding some garlic as it has this magical way of bringing everything together, enhancing both taste and aroma. Make sure you subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on cooking like this. And don't forget to like and hit the bell icon for updates. I want you to be part of this journey, and there are so many more exciting recipes to come. Let's give the garlic a little smash with the hammer. This helps release its natural oils and flavors before I dice it up. Crushing it like this also allows the garlic to infuse the sauce with that rich, pungent aroma. Now, let me tell you something cool about tomato sauce. It has quite the history. Italians first came up with the idea of brushing this delicious sauce over flat dough, transforming it into what we now know as pizza. It was originally a way to make use of overripe tomatoes and leftover bread. Over time, this dish turned into a beloved classic around the world. I'm throwing in some extra tomato paste, a sprinkle of salt, and the rest of my seasonings to really amp up the flavor. These additions will give the sauce that robust depth it needs. A well-seasoned sauce is key to making sure each bite of pizza is bursting with flavor. Let's chop up our sausages into small, round pieces. Adding these homemade sausages to the pizza is a game changer because they bring in that extra layer of flavor that store-bought just can't match. Of course, the cats get their share too. I always make sure they get a little taste of whatever I'm cooking, the fun little ritual. And they always seem to know when I'm in the kitchen. People living close to nature never cease to work. Every day brings new tasks, which is why they've developed a strong work ethic that makes them incredibly resilient. And by the way, check out my online shop for some handmade kitchen utensils and top-notch knives. Just scan the QR code and remember, we deliver anywhere in the world, absolutely free if you spend over $150. Seriously, you won't find quality like this anywhere else. Each piece is crafted with care, making cooking even more enjoyable. Green olives will add a perfect briny flavour to our pizza. Historically, olives have been a staple in Mediterranean cuisine for centuries, and they've been used on pizzas since the very beginning. Their unique taste not only complements the other ingredients, but also pays homage to traditional Italian recipes. I'll slice all the ingredients into round pieces, starting with the red peppers and tomatoes. This way, they'll not only look great on the pizza, but also cook evenly, allowing all those fresh flavors to shine. The grated cheese is one of the key ingredients for any pizza, as it brings all the flavors together into one harmonious blend. It melts beautifully, creating that delicious, gooey texture that everyone loves, making each bite a perfect experience. Let's drizzle some vegetable oil into the sauce to keep it soft and prevent it from drying out while it cooks. This little addition helps create a luscious, smooth consistency that clings perfectly to the pizza. Now we hit the crucial moment, the base for today's dish, the pizza dough. Here's a tip. To make the perfect pizza dough, be sure to knead it well and let it rest to develop that perfect texture. The resting period is crucial because it allows the gluten to relax, making the dough easier to shape later on. Trust me, it's worth the wait. Let the dough rest for a bit to pump up and rise. Did you know that pizza has quite the history? It started in Naples, Italy, as a simple flatbread topped with tomatoes and cheese. But over the years, it's been adapted all over the world. In the US, you've got deep dish. In Chicago and in New York, you've got thin crust. It's fascinating how each culture puts its own twist on this classic dish. We're almost done with all the preparations, so let's get a fire going. There's something so primal and satisfying about cooking over an open flame. It adds a unique depth of flavor that you just can't replicate in a regular oven. I'll use this round metal tray to shape the dough for our pizza. Right now, I'm pricking the dough with a fork to ensure it cooks evenly. This little trick also prevents it from puffing up too much, giving us that perfect flat surface for all our toppings. And now it's time to start making some art. First goes our creamy tomato sauce. Don't hold back, slather it on as much as you like, and so that every piece of dough is covered. The more sauce, the better. It's the foundation of flavor for our pizza. Here come the sausages. Let's toss them over the sauce, then add cheese, peppers, mushrooms, olives, corn, tomatoes, and a little more cheese on top. Each layer is going to build on the last, creating an explosion of flavors that'll make every bite irresistible. It's all about balance. Each ingredient complements the others, so you get that perfect blend of savory, sweet, and a little bit of crunch. Alright, now that the pizza is all ready to go, it's time to check in on my little friends. They always bring a smile to my face. There's just something so calming about spending time with them. I love how they each have their own little personalities. Now, let's get this samovar fired up. I'm going to brew some tea. While that's heating up, I'll get the cooking area ready. I want to make sure everything is just right before we slide that pizza in. Alright folks, it's time to throw the pizza over the fire and let it cook to perfection. I'm covering it with a lid to trap all those mouth-watering flavors and ensure that both the ingredients and the dough get cooked just right. Now I'll toss some coal on top to create an even heat. While the pizza is doing its thing, let's take a little break. Nothing beats a real Azerbaijani tea. It's such a delight for the soul. A cup of that warm, fragrant brew really hits the spot, especially when you have something sweet on the side, like a homemade fruit jam, for example. In Azerbaijan, the black tea is collected from the lush tea plantations located in the mountainous regions. The leaves are picked by hand to ensure quality and then brewed to perfection, creating a deep, robust flavor. It's truly a cultural experience that warms both the heart and the spirit. Let's check the pizza. It should be ready by this time. Don't forget to check us out on Instagram. We've got more delicious recipes waiting for you over there. Alright, time to get this beauty off the fire before we risk burning it. You know how it is, better safe than sorry. Check out my knife. It's specially designed for slicing this size of pizza. I mean, it's sharp and does the job perfectly, making this whole process way easier. Now, let's taste this masterpiece. The pizza cooked underground over the fire, it is beautifully charred with a crispy crust and all those toppings bursting with flavor. Look at that. My guests are always right on time for a great meal. I can hear the kids running over. Pizza is the ultimate food for all children around the world. This was a surprise just for them, and I'm so excited to see their reactions.
Ay malades. Geçen pizza pişirmişim size. Ablama göster. Geldi. Boş kapılar geldi.
Thanks for hanging out with me today. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, and hit that bell icon so you won't miss any future culinary adventures. Catch you next time, my friends. Happy cooking!
Kanalımıza dəstək olmaq istəyirsinizsə, onlayn mağazamızdan xüsusi bıçaq və ya taxta qablarımızı əldə edə bilərsiniz. Mağazanın linki videonun altındakı təsvirdə var. Super!